97% of men over 50 are walking around completely oblivious, missing the exact second a woman decides she's into them. It's not because they're losing their edge or getting slow, it's because the game has changed, and the signals don't look like they did 20 years ago. Back in the day, a girl might grab your arm and giggle like a teenager, or she'd be bold enough to invite you for a drink. But for the modern woman looking at a seasoned man, it's all about the subtle door-opener questions. She's not going to hand you her heart on a silver platter because, frankly, she's just as scared of rejection as you are. Instead, she'll toss out a soft, casual question that sounds harmless on the surface, but quietly unlocks a door. If you don't step through it, that door shuts just as quietly as it opened. You walk away thinking it was just a nice chat about the weather, while she walks away thinking, damn, I guess he's just not interested. You didn't say anything wrong, but you definitely didn't say the right thing because you didn't realize she was actually auditioning for a role in your life. Let's get real about the first big test. How old are you really? Oh, give me see. When a woman looks you dead in the eye and adds that little word, really, she isn't looking for a birth certificate. She already knows you aren't 30. She's checking your vibe, your comfort level in your own skin. She wants to see if you carry your age like a heavy, embarrassing burden or like a quiet badge of honor. If you flinch, dodge the question, or try to turn it into some self-deprecating joke about being over the hill, the energy shifts instantly. You've just told her you're insecure. What she's actually hunting for is presence and confidence. The sense that you are fully alive in your current decade, not mourning the one you left behind. The men who dominate this stage of life aren't the ones trying to look younger. They're the ones who have made peace with their timeline. They're the silver foxes who can grin and say, old enough to know what matters and young enough to still make it happen. If you want to stop being the guy who stays invisible and start being the guy who actually sees the play before it happens, you need to be here for this. Hit that subscribe button right now because we're diving into the psychological deep end of the dating pool that most guys are too afraid to touch. Don't get left behind while the game passes you by. Another question that catches men off guard is the classic, why aren't you married? At first glance, it feels like an interrogation, maybe even a little judgmental. But when it's wrapped in a gentle tone, it's actually interest disguised as caution. She isn't digging for dirt. She's asking, are you emotionally available? Or are you still dragging around a suitcase full of ex-wife drama and bitterness? This is where good men stumble. They either launch into a 40-minute tragedy about their divorce, or they get defensive and bark. Tried it once, never again. Both responses do the same thing. They slam the window she just opened. She's listening for how you carry the answer. She wants to see if you're at peace. A high-value response is steady and honest without being heavy. Something like, life kept me busy with other things, but I finally cleared the space for something real. It signals that you've done the work, you've healed, and you're ready for a new chapter. Then there's the curveball. Do you date younger women? This one throws guys off balance every single time. Some guys start bragging about their dating stats like they're some kind of prize, while others shut it down with, I'm way too old for that. Both miss the point entirely. She isn't asking about your history. She's checking your openness to her. She's asking, could you see someone like me as more than just a friend? Most of the time, she's listening for whether you make her feel seen and respected, not compared to some imaginary group of 20-somethings. She wants to know if the connection happening right now matters more to you than a number on a calendar. If you puff up and brag, you look like a cliché. If you shut down, you look like a coward. The pro move is to keep the focus on energy. I don't date by age. I date by how we click and the energy someone brings to the table. Next up is the, what kind of woman do you usually go for? Probe. She's comparing herself to the image in your head, weighing her chances to see if she fits the frame. Where men mess this up is by taking it too literally. They start listing physical traits like they're reading an order off a menu. Athletic, brunette, likes golf. What they fail to realize is that she's watching how you view women in general. Are you stuck chasing a superficial ideal that stopped making sense years ago? Or are you looking for a real connection? Instead of listing hair colors, speak about qualities that matter: thoughtfulness, curiosity, the ability to laugh when life gets hard. These are traits she can recognize in herself, and if she feels drawn to you, she's hoping your answer includes her. Are you always this charming? Usually comes with a smile and a soft laugh. It sounds like a straight-up compliment, but it carries more weight than you think. She's doing two things: acknowledging the spark she feels and testing to see if you're a player who says this to everyone. This is a rare moment where attraction is right on the surface. Many men pull back here. They deflect or make a corny joke like, "only on Tuesdays." And just like that, the fire goes out. A better response stays grounded and warm. Only when I'm around someone who actually brings it out in me. Your tone tells her, I see you, I'm here, and I'm not afraid of this moment. That makes her feel safe enough to stay in it with you. Finally, the big one. Why don't you have a girlfriend? She's no longer just talking. She's wondering if there's a vacancy in your life for her. She isn't asking about your schedule. She's asking if you are emotionally open. Many men answer this in ways that sound completely closed off without even realizing it. They say, I'm set in my ways, or relationships are too much trouble. The door quietly closes. She isn't just checking your relationship status. She's checking your availability. The best answer leaves space for possibility. I've been waiting for something that actually feels real. Women in their prime are just as afraid of rejection as you are. They won't state their feelings directly. They'll ask brave questions disguised as casual curiosity. Your job isn't to be clever or to perform. It's to receive the moment and show her it's safe to go deeper. When she asks, would you ever date someone like me? She's placing herself in front of you. Don't go neutral. Don't change the subject. Be honest. Tell her, I'd be lucky to, and then stop talking. These aren't just questions. They're quiet doors being unlocked. Step through them. Look, man, let's sit with this for a second. Let it sink in. How many times have you walked away from a coffee shop, a bookstore, or a bar feeling like you were just invisible? Like you were just some guy taking up space, getting older, while the world moved on without you? I'm telling you right now, you weren't invisible. You were just deaf to the subtext. You were standing right in front of a door that was cracked wide open, and you let it slam shut because you were too busy doubting yourself. Think about all those pleasant conversations you've had over the last few years. The smiles that lasted a second too long. The questions about your life that you brushed off as just being polite. Those weren't just words, brother. Those were invitations. Those were women, real, beautiful, soulful women, reaching out through the fog of their own fear to see if you were still in the game. And every time you played it safe, every time you made a joke at your own expense or pretended you didn't see the spark, you were basically ghosting your own life. You've got to stop treating your age like it's a terminal illness. It's not. It's your damn superpower. You have the scars, the stories, and the depth that a 20-year-old kid couldn't even dream of. But none of that matters if you're walking around with your eyes closed. The world doesn't owe you a clear signal. It doesn't owe you a woman who's going to chase you down the street and beg for your attention. That's not how the main character operates. The main character stays present. He listens to the silence between the words. He realizes that when she asks, "Why are you still single?" she's actually saying, "I can't believe a man like you is available, and I'm terrified someone else is going to grab you before I do." Don't let another year slip by where you're just the nice guy who missed the play. Stop leaving money on the table. Stop leaving your heart on the sidelines. You are a seasoned, high-value man, and it is time you started acting like it. If you're tired of being the guy who realizes the truth 6 months too late, then you need to be part of this tribe. This isn't just about dating. It's about reclaiming your throne. It's about looking in the mirror and seeing a man who's ready for the best chapter of his life, not a man who's waiting for the credits to roll. If this hit you in the gut, if you realize today that you've been walking past open doors for years, then hit that subscribe button right now. Do it for the man you're becoming. We're building a community here of men who refuse to fade out. Men who see the signals, take the shots, and win the game. Don't miss the next play. The door is open again, right here, right now. Are you going to step through it, or are you going to let it slide? Stay sharp, stay present, and for God's sake, start noticing when she's asking for you.